Like you said, I write my own original material, and the particular piece I'm going to perform tonight is in reference to the Thanksgiving holiday that's coming up.
Okay.
So I wrote this one in reference to that.
Well, bless you. All right, so when we come back, we're going to be blessed by the ministry of Roslyn Davis.
You know, we as the children of God should be thankful all year long, not just in the Thanksgiving season or whatever holiday there might be, but to be thankful to God. We should be thankful for everything He does for us each and every day throughout the year, regardless. And this particular piece is entitled Abundant Thanksgiving. One night I dreamed a dream. It was a most peculiar sight I saw. My Lord, sitting on the edge of His throne in heaven, looking with great expectation and hopefulness of heart down upon a world He had created with the power of His spoken word. Sitting there, He also looked down upon a world of people who were created out of the seed of Himself, who He formed and breathed His life into. The seed of mankind that sprang forth and spread into many nations, races, and cultures. We are that seed, fashioned after His image, after His likeness. As I watched and observed my Lord, watch and observe the world before, it was as though I was watching and looking at the world through His eyes. I could sense His thoughts and feelings. I felt so deeply the cut of His disappointment as His feelings of great joy and expectation and hopefulness turned into a vivid sense of loss, like that of someone who had been repeatedly robbed over and over again by the very ones he loves the most, us. He then spoke to my thoughts in a language I can't begin to describe. He said, "Look with me and see what I see and feel what I feel. Look with me now through the portals of time past, centuries before you were born, so you can understand fully the sense of loss that I feel and the sense of being robbed that I carry, that is inflicted on me by my children on earth, in the past, and even now, by their lack of abundant thanksgiving. Come," my Lord said to me, "and let's take a look at the 10 lepers, for example. For long ago, at the same time that I walked the earth, they were isolated and shunned, too ashamed to even approach me. So they stood at a distance and shouted, 'Jesus, Master, have mercy on us.' Then immediately by faith, at my words, the 10 lepers went to show themselves to the priests in obedience. And as they went, all 10 were cleansed." You see, their faith in numbers was their common denominator. But look again now. Only one of them, after he seen that he had been healed, only one of them, when they all obeyed, and I delivered all, only but one of them didn't rob me of his appreciation. For he alone turned back and bowed down at my feet, and with a loud voice, with abundant thanksgiving, said, "Thank you, God." In this dream I dreamed, my Lord and I traveled through his visual sight, back and forth, navigating through spiraling infinite quarters of time and space. Then all of a sudden, we came to a stop. "See with me that group of people over there," my Lord said to me as he motioned for me to look down below to the south. That group of people, cruelly enslaved, sought after me day and night, hard, especially in the daytime, when the temperatures in the cotton field were soaring. They sought for deliverance, relief, and justice. They asked, they obeyed, and I delivered. You see, their faith in great numbers was their common denominator. But look at how few, after seeing their deliverance, have turned back truly to bow down and say, "Thank you, God." My Lord then pointed in another direction to the Great Plains, where the land was barren and dry from the heat, and its people were dry from great bloodshed. Then the day came that this people began to seek new ways, and a multitude laid down their spears of folklore and their arrows of fables, and they began to seek me right there in the midst of their reservations. They asked, they obeyed, and I delivered. You see, their faith in great numbers was their common denominator. But look at how few, after seeing their deliverance, have truly turned back to bow down and say, "Thank you, God." My Lord then pointed in another direction to the east, on the other side of the world, to a people shaded beneath the thickness of the forest, depending upon the crops of their rice paddies. This people, small in stature, but brave in heart, oppressed under the weight of tyranny. Then all of a sudden, in the midst of their chaos, I looked around the world, to the north, to the south, to the west, and to the east. And I saw clusters and clusters and groups of people everywhere. People of every tongue and creed began to spring up all over the earth to intercede, both day and night, year after year, on behalf of this small nation of so many. My Lord said, they asked, they obeyed, and I delivered from war. Because united faith in great numbers was their common denominator. Yet, my Lord said to me, look at how few, after seeing their deliverance, have truly turned back to bow down and say, thank you, God. My Lord then gestured with his hands to the north, to a people most oppressed by fear, living behind a curtain of iron. Oh, but finally the season came